Yeah, 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 take that, take that, take that. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Ow! How? Come on, bro. I swear to, oh my God, bro. Every time with this game, bro. Where's my phone at, man? Where's my phone? I'm about to look up some cheats, bro. Where's my, oh. Didn't see you guys there. You didn't hear any of that. You didn't hear any cheats. You didn't hear any of that. While I'm about to go look up some game-enhancing drugs, you guys can watch this brand new DemiGod review of Riddled Corpses Ex for the Xbox One. Yeah, just cue the music. That's right, folks, the twin-stick shoot-'em-up indie PC title Riddled Corpses has finally touched down for consoles and handhelds with this remix title Riddled Corpses EX, which features brand new additions that's available for the console release. Riddled Corpses EX sets you in the midst of a zombie apocalypse, the world being set on edge and you having to save it. Set with the character that you picked or unlocked, Riddled Corpses EX takes you in the ride of your life as you have to shoot your way through and through hordes of zombies, epic bosses, and all while doing it to a cool soundtrack to save the world in Riddled Corpses EX. What's also included in Riddled Corpses EX is the additional modes of survival and arcade mode. Survival is seeing how long you can withstand being alive wave after wave as the game increases wave after wave and gets difficult as you progress. Then arcade mode is just going through the main storyline in just one attempt, starting from level 1 and leveling up at any time and increasing your character the further you progress and survive the waves, end-stage boss fights, and so on. Difficulty is quite the option within these modes for Riddled Corpses EX. Now see, as I was playing through Riddled Corpses EX, I couldn't help but notice how fun this game was. I had a genuinely good time with it. I enjoyed myself, I enjoyed what I was playing, and the game just really grew on me. It was just a fun shoot-'em-up, fast-paced craziness that I really needed, and this game really brought it. We don't have many of these games out nowadays, and so far, Riddled Corpses really was the game that brought pure fun and excitement from me. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pros. My first pro for Riddled Corpses EX is that the gameplay is fun as hell. It's fast paced, it's frantic, it's crazy, there's so much happening on screen that you have to watch your surroundings, dodge being shot, dodge being hit, pay attention to the moving camera that is working against you, watch enemies from all directions and still being able to keep up your combo. The gameplay is both your friend and your enemy as it'll supply you with extra lives, pickups to help you out, and gold to level up your character. It's challenging. It takes a nod back to those old school roots of twin stick shooters and shoot 'em ups and does a great job. It's definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Riddled Corpses EX is that the game has a catchy soundtrack for both the classic version and the remix edition. Both versions share some pretty awesome chiptune music that's both a head nodder and a toe tapper. I love the infusion of the catchy drums, swing beats, and synthesizers that's going to work as Riddled Corpses EX channels the old school Sega Genesis and SNES vibe with the music. It's actually very awesome and even when it made me ask for the soundtrack as it's ridiculously catchy. It's definitely a pro for me. My next pro is that the boss fights in this game are both badass and challenging. From what turns into a simple zombie slaying now turns into a challenging bullet hell title as you now have to dodge what's coming on screen from the boss and fending off enemies of the horde. It grows challenging as much will spawn up while these bosses will be completely relentless against you the more you continue ahead. And this includes arcade mode and survival. It's a pro for me. My last and final pro for Riddled Corpses EX is that you still have so many characters to unlock and grind for. Some you can simplistically unlock while others you have to meet a certain quota via the story to unlock them or just generally beating certain modes or buying them with the in-game currency that you unlock. Each character has a different ability, different shooting styles, different ways they handle the zombie horde action and so forth. While it's a much more simplistic way to keep you invested in the small title that is Riddled Corpses EX, it does a fantastic job of keeping you going for the grind as each character is a total improvement from the next and so forth. Now see, while I was playing through Riddled Corpses EX, I couldn't help but notice while I was having fun with this game, while I was enjoying this game does have some flaws and issues that I could not overlook. I was enjoying myself for the time being, but this game just goes through some critical issues that really can ruin the experience. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the cons. My first con for Riddled Corpses EX is that the story is very bland, very basic, very simplistic, and that it didn't try to stand out outside of some cool characters and boss fights. What else is worse about the story is that the plot tries to include some time travel, special powers, and a chosen one kind of plot, as it gets extremely corny and extremely cringeworthy the further it progresses. I know it's a smaller title, but hell, there could have been so much more done better with it. It's definitely a con for me. My next con is that at times there's way too much happening on screen to keep up with your character. It gets tough to see his enemies flood the screen, lighting effects, enemy shots, pixel effects, explosions, and all kinds of stuff. The action gets a bit too heavy in this game and almost gets incredibly tough to see your character at a point. While I know the direction of the game is supposed to be like that, when it's too much and your character visibly drowns against zombies that looks exactly like them, that's when it becomes a problem. It's a con for me. My last and final con is that Riddled Corpses EX would be a much more better game if it had online co-op instead of local. It's a completely missed opportunity, as the fun factor would be greatly increased and you and a friend could pick up and play wherever you're from instead of just couch or local co-op. It's always a missed opportunity when I hear developers include this, as it isn't online but instead local, as not many people still do this. Maybe in a later patch or the sequel we'll see this, but as for now, it's definitely a con for me. But all in all, Riddled Corpses EX is a solidly fun game. From having frantic and challenging gameplay that's crazy intense, to a catchy toe-tapping soundtrack that's awesome with both versions, to also some epic as hell boss battles that's even more challenging, and a grind to unlock better characters and equipment, you can't go wrong. However, Riddled Corpses EX also lacks with a terribly bad story, too much happening on screen, and lacking online co-op. It does show its flaws also, but it is still a solid game. But with that being said, I'll be giving Riddled Corpses EX a 3.5 out of 5.
Alright folks, that is it for my review of Riddled Corpses EX. If you enjoyed the content today, leave a like for me. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed the content, leave a like and hit that subscribe button for me. For all my new and returning, hit that notification bell icon so you can always stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. State of Decay 2 and Detroit are coming this week with reviews. Also, be prepared because I will be flooding the channel for E3, so be on the lookout. I'm dropping E3 reviews. I'm doing stuff with the Mod podcast, my boy Gaming with Persona and Mr. Official VG. We're going to be doing something. We're going to be doing stuff with Double XP podcast, that's Fame, me, and C2K, and the rest of the boys. And follow me on my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Links to those in the description box below. Hope you guys enjoyed the review today. I really put my heart into it. And I'll see you next time, guys. Until next time and until the next review, we'll tune in, turn up, and throw down. It's looking like a GG, and I'm out.